all better audio. We're not just good, we're all better.
Attention! This is a production from the 40777. Making audio sound all better. That is all.
The lion must roar again. It is time for the British Empire to declare war on the world. Time not just for British Empire, but for a British planet. Oh yes. Yes, indeed. I hope I'm not, excuse me. I hope I'm not going too fast for you, my dear.
No, Prime Minister. I am describing every word exactly.
Oh, you are a remarkable creature, my dear. So much more efficient than Miss Norwood, my usual secretary. And might I be so bold as to say, so much more lovely.
Danke. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Mind you, Miss Norwood is a bit of a dog. We shall continue with my ultra-top secret plan for England to rule the world.
It is most enlightening to hear such a plan, Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mrs. Reichman. I must say, that is an unusual English name. Where's your family from, my dear?
Berkshire, Prime Minister.
Ah, Berkshire. I thought I recognized the accent. Now, shall we resume? I feel supremely confident that the creation of this ultra-top-secret plan for England to rule the world shall be my defining moment as Prime Minister.
I have no doubt about it at all.
Now then, let us continue. The British Navy shall of course be the key to our victory against every other nation.
Do you have the document?
Yeah, now let me in, I am cold. Here it is. I had to listen to the drunken fool all night. He passed out just before dawn.
You have done well. This document will cause an international scandal and make England the laughingstock of the world.
We must make preparations to leave here and head to the land of men with impenetrable accents, violent dispositions, and excessive alcohol consumption.
The fatherland.
No, Scotland!
But first, loose ends must be tidied up, yeah?
What are you doing?
I am cleaning up the loose ends.
Kessler, no, not here like this.
Sorry, Fräulein Reichman. There isn't a man in England who can stop Germany now.
During my long and eventful association with Baker Street's most celebrated resident, I have chronicled 60 cases that have demonstrated the remarkable deductive powers and acute observational skills that made Mr. Sherlock Holmes the world's greatest consulting detective. But there were other instances which, for reasons of discretion, went unrecorded, that shine a less favorable light on Sherlock Holmes. Instances which prove that, on occasion, even a thinking machine, as Holmes described himself, was as human and as fallible as any of us. There were, in short, times when Mr. Sherlock Holmes got it wrong. Now that many years have passed since Holmes met his final end, after being stung to death by the bees he tended to in his twilight years, I consider that the world is finally ready for the misadventures of Sherlock Holmes.
I love you, Dr. John H. Watson.
I beg your pardon, Holmes.
Those are the words with which Miss Violet Spedding signed off the letter she wrote to you.
They were indeed. I thought for a moment... Wait a moment. How do you know Violet wrote those words to me?
For the past 20 minutes, you have been sat with your hand on your jacket pocket, which conceals the letter. You have been smiling as you recalled each and every word she wrote. You crossed your legs at one point, which would indicate to me that Miss Spedding is not the blushing Violet she presents herself to be in public.
Holmes! But how did you know Violet had used those very words?
When you proudly tapped your hat, which conceals your stethoscope, I concluded that it was the words Dr. Watson that made your breast swell so. And when you crossed your legs, I can only deduce that it was because the tender words, I love you, had caused you to feel another kind of swelling.
Holmes, you're amazing.
Quiet, Watson. I think someone is...
You mid-thing saucing ice.
What?
Good Lord!
Good catch, Watson.
Extraordinary. That Scotsman just threw a haggis at us.
Yes, he did. He also told us to die.
Perhaps he wants us to eat the haggis. This one appears to be hissing.
Hissing? Watson, gently place the haggis on the floor, if you please, and step away quickly.
Oh, come now, Holmes. I know Scots cuisine is deadly, but that's only when you eat it.
That's no ordinary haggis, Watson. That's a bomb.
A bomb? Oh, my God. I think I'm going to...
Are you all right, Watson?
I'm fine, thank you, Holmes. I confess I nearly passed out with shock. Flashbacks to my time in Afghanistan, you know. But I suddenly had a passing thought of the lovely Miss Violet, and I managed to stand firm.
Yes, I can, see that, Watson. Perhaps you had better, cross your legs again?
Sorry, Holmes. We had better get rid of this bomb. It could go off at any moment.
It was designed to explode on impact, Watson. Only your lucky catch saved us from being blown to smithereens.
It wasn't a lucky catch, Holmes.
You mean you deliberately intended to catch a bomb?
Yes. Holmes, isn't it about time you let me know what on earth is going on?
What? Do you have any idea who Der Fuchs, the German spy, is?
I beg your pardon, Holmes.
MacDougall, I trust you bring me the sad news that Sherlock Holmes is dead.
Oh, no, got lucky.
You fool, MacDougall! Thanks to your blundering, Holmes is now very aware that there are agents of Germany aboard this plane.
Aye, but he won't suspect anything if I go back and finish the job. I'll smash his face in with my bare hands. I'll gouge his eyes out and reach down his throat and put his windpipe out through his arse.
I admire your violent temperament, MacDougall, but I think this time we had better dispose of the great detective, the German way.
Eh, I thought that was the German way.
Here, take this Luger. It is the most efficient and deadly handgun in the world. It is also silenced, so that you will not attract undue attention.
Tickets, please. Tickets, if you please.
One moment. The Luger out of sight. Now hurry. Kill Holmes.
A month ago, Watson, I received an urgent telegram from Mycroft.
Your indolent older brother, whom I first met in the case I entitled The Greek Interpreter.
Yes. He asked me to see him immediately at the Diogenes Club.
The gentleman's club that Mycroft co-founded, and which is a supreme and indispensable brain trust behind the British government.
Watson, please do cease these pointless interruptions and let me continue with my tale.
Sorry, Holmes.
On my arrival at the Diogenes Club, my brother, as is his custom, dispensed with the formalities of greeting and got swiftly to the point.
Drunk on power, patriotism, and port. Our Prime Minister made the greatest blunder of his life.
He got married?
I know how you've always viewed the fairest sex with disdain, Sherlock, but women are not the cause of all the world's ills, you know.
I think, dear brother, you would do wisely if, without further ado, you would kindly tell me plainly what the exact nature of the problem is in which you demand my assistance.
The problem is that Der Fuchs has struck again, and if he is not stopped, England will be brought to her knees.
Der Fuchs? That's German, is it not? For the fox?
Indeed. The fox, or Der Fuchs, is Germany's top agent. His motto, Der Verstand ist schneller als die Faust.
The mind is quicker than the fist?
We've been after him for years, and now he has come out of his foxhole and has made off with the tastiest chicken in the coop.
He has stolen something valuable, or has he an appetite for roast chicken?
He has stolen something damaging. Der Fuchs has somehow managed to place an agent inside Downing Street.
How was that achieved?
Miss Norwood, the PM's private secretary, has gone missing.
Kidnapped, no doubt.
A substitute secretary was found at a very short notice. Frankly, I find it inconceivable that she somehow passed every security check, even though she was a German agent.
I expect she has very shapely legs.
Last night, the Prime Minister, whilst roaringly drunk and unforgivably stupid, dictated to his secretary an ultra-top secret plan for England to rule the world. We must retrieve that document, and time is not on our side. In a month, high-ranking dignitaries from across the globe convene in Edinburgh for a seminary to discuss international affairs. If the Germans produce the document during the seminary, for the sake of England, brother, find Der Fuchs. Run him to the ground.
I wasted no time in embarking on my pursuit of Der Fuchs. The first thing I needed was a disguise.
You disguised yourself as a dog?
No, I disguised myself as a German seaman. The dog was the second thing I needed. You may recall my faithful bloodhound, Toby.
Ah, yes. If I recall correctly, Toby helped you in the case that I entitled The Sign of the Four. Describe the dog as a queer mongrel with the most amazing power of scent.
Watson, you're doing it again.
Oh, sorry, Holmes. I'll cross my legs.
No, not that. Anyway, if I may be permitted to continue with my narrative. I stowed away aboard a deep-sea trawler headed for Germany. Unfortunately, Toby is no sea dog, and his barks attracted attention. After the crew had finished questioning me, they let me go.
And take your much with you.
Fortunately, it was only 100 miles to the coast of Germany, and Toby and I swam the distance in a day. In Berlin, I broke into the German embassy. There, in the ambassador's office, I found a map of Switzerland, which had been marked with a drawing of the fox. In Switzerland, I disguise myself as a skier. Unfortunately, I am not a very good skier. Oh no, oh my god, what a slippery slope! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh! Ouch! Oh! Ouch! Whilst my leg was being put in plaster, I happened to notice that the Swiss doctor had a rare orchid in a plant pot in his surgery. Not significant in itself, that the plant pot was adorned with an illustration of a fox. My next destination was obvious. I trudged through the Amazon rainforest for over a week. I had disguised myself as Professor Challenger, an English explorer. Tired, hungry and weary and covered in grime, I made another breakthrough. Time for a rest, Toby. I'm close to collapsing. What is it, boy? Ah, I see. You're desperate. Try that tree over there. As I watched Toby attend to his business, I noticed something marked on the tree he was using. What's that? Could it be? Carved in the tree was the motif of a fox, and underneath a penguin. I wasted no time, and within a week I was in the snowy wastelands of Antarctica. And there, Watson, if you'll forgive the pun, the trail grew cold. I spent a week plowing through the thickest snow at sub-zero temperatures, and I was ill-prepared for the journey. On the last day, I ran out of food. Sorry, Toby. And I was finally glad that I had taken Toby with me on the hunt. He tasted delicious. But even with a full belly, the case seemed hopeless, and I was despondent. And then, a remarkable thing happened.
Mr. Holmes, telegram for you, sir.
Good Lord! Where? How? I mean, this is the South Pole. How on earth?
Special delivery service, sir.
But that's remarkable. I am astonished.
Thank you, sir. Good day to you.
The telegram was from Mycroft, reminding me of how little time was left before the seminary in Scotland. And then, my dear Watson, I realized what a fool I had been. I had been played, Watson. Played by an expert. All those clues I had found had been left across the globe to divert me. The Fuchs had never left England.
Good grief, Holmes. You tracked a fox around the globe, only to realize that the chase was utterly pointless.
Indeed so, Watson.
I suppose you now believe that the German spy is in Scotland.
I do. Or perhaps even aboard this train.
What is your prescribed course of action?
I shall find the Scotsman and question him. Meanwhile, I would ask that you go from carriage to carriage and engage the passengers in conversation. See if you can flush out our spy.
I'll do my best, Holmes. I certainly couldn't do a worse job of it than you have.
You take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye.
Me and my true love of ever meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. You've saved me yon job of coming to find ye, Englishman.
Glad to help. I see you've armed yourself with a more conventional weapon. A Luger, by the looks of it. A German gun, isn't it?
Tickets, please. Tickets, if you please.
Stay back! There's a mad Scotsman with a gun.
Thank you, sir. Good day to you.
Move it.
Where are you taking me?
On to the roof. Move it, or I'll smash your face in and rip your guts out with my bare fist.
Well, since you asked so nicely...
Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles. Deutschland, Deutschland.
Shut up, you fool. We are supposed to be a newlywed English couple.
I see no reason for us to keep up this tiresome charade, Fräulein Reichmann. We are, as the English say, home und dry.
Herr Kessler, the English have another saying. It isn't over until the fat lady sings.
You are still annoyed with me, I think, because I killed the English secretary, yeah?
It was unnecessary and unpleasant.
Relax. Nobody can stop us now.
Hello in there. I might have a word.
The door is unlocked.
Good day to you, sir, madam. I am Dr. Watson, train's doctor, and I am just checking that you both are well, and that you don't need any medical assistance or something.
It is a comfort to know that you are aboard, Doctor. I am John Smith, from England, and this is my wife, Mrs. Smith. She is also from England.
You have a very beautiful wife, Mr. Smith. It is my great pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mrs. Smith.
I can see that, Dr. Watson. You are extremely rude, sir.
I'm sorry. Have I offended you, Mr. Smith?
You know very well that you have, you scoundrel, leering over my wife in such an openly salacious manner.
I don't know what you mean.
You could at least have the decency to cross your legs.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry. It's an involuntary reaction. Thinking of Violet, my fiancée. So very sorry.
You were leering at my wife whilst you thought unclean thoughts about another woman? The outrage. I demand satisfaction.
Satisfaction? How do you mean?
I mean that I shall now deliver to you a blow that you shall remember for the rest of your natural life.
I say, steady on. I don't take kindly to threats.
No? Well, I hope you'll take kindly to this. Now get out!
I'm going.
Yeah. I told you I would handle things.
Perhaps in your case, the fist is quicker than the mind.
This is Sherlock Holmes. Sorry to leave you on such an exciting moment, but please join us soon for the conclusion of our story.